Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to be talking about dimensions from the third to the fifth. And in that explanation of these dimensions, we're going to be talking about how you can shift to the fifth dimension. And I'll explain the differences between the third and the fifth and the fourth in order for us to understand more of the different types and levels of consciousness and vibrations and realities. And this is all physical things, but I want to explain more what dimensions are so we can understand a bit more of what dimensions are and what is the purpose in a way, I guess. So dimensions are things that happen energetically and vibrationally. It's things that are more physical. It all happens on a physical matter. It's not something you just jump into different timelines and stuff like that, which is something that exists, but it's not really what dimensions are. It's more a conscious thing. It's more a state of being, right? So it's more of like you expand, and the more you expand, the higher you vibrate, the higher you expand your consciousness, which means you're raising, I guess, the dimension that you operate at, which allows you to move to the next dimension. It's not something you can just jump in and jump out type of thing. Does that make sense? With that, now I'll begin since I cleared a bit more of what dimensions are, the best way I can explain it. And we're going to start with the third dimension. So, the third dimension is physical reality as we know. But in the third dimension, it's a reality in a realm that is very low and dense in energy and vibration and frequency. And often, when you live in a lower density third dimension, you operate at the lowest chakra, which is very negative, right? So you operate out of fear, anxiety, you experience anger, violence, shame, betrayal. We all operate at a very, killer instinct. I can explain it, like primal mindset, right? And less of oneness, love, God consciousness, Christ consciousness, and very high level of frequency and state of being. So it's more of we're less connected, we're more closed-minded, and you're more operating at the lowest chakra, which is survival, right? Survival chakra, the root. And when you expand from the third to the fourth, when you start to really understand a bit more and you start to have a spiritual awakening from meditation, or you've been on a journey of growth, learning, or you've been around, I don't know, monks, whatever you've done or journey you've been on that created the awakening, that's where the fourth dimension consciousness is. The 4D consciousness is when you basically have a spiritual awakening. When you start to awaken to your true self, to remember who you are, and you start to question everything around you and your whole reality, your habits, your behavior, and like, who am I? That's the question you will mostly ask yourself is, who am I really? What am I doing here? What is the point of life? Right? That's what you will experience on a conscious level when you shift to the fourth dimension. Is you will operate at a little higher from the third dimension consciousness as well, right? So you went from third, now you're going to the fourth, right? And not a lot of more people now are starting to go to the fourth D consciousness right now on planet Earth, as I am seeing everywhere. Is we're having a great awakening, as we call it. And you become more aware of the present, the future, and the past, right? So it's like a bridge between the third and the fifth dimension. So now you have a choice when you are at that point, and the 4D consciousness is, do you want to move forward or do you want to go back, right? because now you're aware. Your consciousness is more expanded. You're more aware of life and the meaning of life. You start to understand more of what the purpose of life is for us as a soul, to expand, to learn, to grow. You start to understand these things. And now you have a choice to either keep moving forward and keep expanding, or you can go back if you're not ready, or you're still learning some lessons and trying to understand better. So that's what 4D consciousness is really more about. And now once you expand from 4th to 5D consciousness, now that's when you are at a very much higher vibration and frequency. And there's not a lot of people on Earth right now that are operating at the 5D consciousness and vibration. But more and more people will move forward and move towards that 5D consciousness and state of being, right? As you keep learning and expanding and going through your spiritual journey and your healing as well. Healing is important before you move up. You can't move to the higher densities if you still hold on to fear. You live in anger, you live in jealousy. That's impossible. You cannot shift to higher frequencies if you embody negative emotions and negative belief system. So we're going to talk about that after I'm done explaining this. But the 5D consciousness is mostly where you operate at a very high density. And basically, when you leave the human body as you die, now you move from the 3rd dimension to 5D consciousness. When you die, your soul leaves your body and you automatically operate at the 5D consciousness. It's non-physical, but you can still live and experience 5D consciousness even right now in your body, right now on planet Earth, because it's a different level of reality. Is a whole different reality. That's basically how dimensions work. It's not something you can see with the physical eye. It's more of you shifting there physically, consciously, and with your body. And there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens when you're at the 5D consciousness. So first, you start, your emotions and your state of being becomes more balanced, more at peace. Your nervous system is more healed. If you've done the work, you're going to have a better immune system, a better nervous system. It's going to be very calm and very in tune with your body. And you will have an increase of psychic abilities, spiritual abilities, healing abilities with your hands, as we know as Reiki, I guess. And your whole body also changes with that physically, like literally physically. Your cells will start to change. And what I mean by change is energetically, because everything inside you is also how do I explain this? Your cells are also living beings. They also hold consciousness. Everything inside you is like a different universe. You have a whole entire universe within your body. You have cells, you have organs that talk to each other, that are conscious and do their own functions, and also carry energy. And when you live in fear and you create a blueprint and a belief system into your whole body, your cells also take on that blueprint. Your cells will also live in the state of being that you create for yourself, and they will operate at that frequency as well. Your cells will hold that certain frequency that you hold. So if it's negative, your cells are going to program themselves to be this way. So that's why you'll see sometimes people that live in hate all the time. They're just, they have to start fights all the time. They have to start arguing all the time. They have to start something. That's what they feed off on, right? Because that's the reality they live in. They live in the negative. So you see how that makes sense. And that's literally what happens. Energy is everything. Energy is what created all that is right here. Even physical reality. So when you move to the 5D, your cells change to a different frequency, which is higher frequency. Love, peace, high vibrational state of being, energy, frequency. Now that will also change the way you think, and your biology will also change. Your body will change. Your face will change. You might even experience clear skin, reverse aging. All types of stuff will change, and it's so beautiful. You'll see once you move that to the 5D consciousness. And what also happens is you are more in tune with yourself to the point where it's super hard for you to fall back into the negative. You'll start to like recognize things a lot easier. You'll be able to identify, okay, this is not for me. I'm going to step away from this and stay in my own zone. And then, so your consciousness has expanded so much that you are operating at a very, very high level of frequency. And most of the time on Earth, you'll find it very hard to connect with people. You will have a bunch of love for them, but they're not at the same level as you. So you might find yourself a little bit lonely, or can't fit in with most people, or find it hard to connect with people that are operating at the same level as you. But that's okay. Everyone's gonna go through that change and growth as well. It's just I guess you made it faster than most people. And you also attract things effortlessly because you are operating at a point where you don't feel the need to control what you want to bring into your life. You understand how to bring things to your life. You understand that in order for you to attract, you have to be. You have to just be that frequency, that vibration that you want to attract in. So if it's money, love, you already operating at that level of abundance, to love, unconditional love. So love will find you easily. The new job will come to you easily because you live in that state of being where you don't have to control anything anymore. You are in total connection with yourself. You are in total oneness with yourself and the universe and people around you and everything else. So that's what you will experience when you shift to the 5D consciousness and 5th dimension physically. Now, in order for us to move to the 5D consciousness from the 3rd to the 5th, there's a lot of things and steps you're going to have to do. So if you want to take notes, you want to, record this, whatever you want to do, feel free to do it in order for you to remember. Or if you have a great memory, that'd be perfect. Or you can just rewatch the video. Now, what I would recommend in order for you to move to the 5D consciousness or 4th, if you're not there yet, is you have to start healing. Now, how do I heal? First, I recommend to heal the emotional state first. Because once you heal the emotional state first, it'll be a lot easier for you to have a clear mind, to have a clear sense of embodiment, to be able to make decisions and see clearly your next step. So once you don't live in that fear anymore, you don't live in the anxiety anymore, you don't heal, you don't live in all that negativity that's holding you down and holding you back, it's a lot easier for you to move forward. And then you can focus on the physical. So if you want to get your body in shape, you want to move the body, do that. I recommend that as much. It is super good for you. And it's very good to move the body because it moves your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is what acts as the immune system in the body. It's the sewage system of the body where it takes all the junk, the toxins, the metals, and it puts in little lymph nodes. And then it cleanses, it recycles it flushes out like garbage, basically. That's what keeps you healthy. That's what heals you. That's what keeps your health. So when you don't move, you're not really pumping blood to the system. You're not pumping on, you're not doing anything to help the lymphatic system flush it out naturally. So working out is very good. So gym, running, jump rope, boxing, whatever you do physically, is do it. That will help you as well to have a better state of being. And you also want to focus on the spiritual side as well. You have a spiritual immunity as well. We don't only have a physical immunity in our body, but you have a spiritual immunity as well. Meaning, if you are always around negativity, energy is contagious. So you're going to want to do cleansing, you're going to want to do grounding, you're going to want to do things that's going to clear your aura, clear your energetic field so you can bring back balance in your own field. So it's easy for you to stay in your own energetic field and create balance where you're not disconnected in a way or just, like, oh, there's a lot of yucky energy here and it's throwing me off balance. No. So in order for you to also bring better health, better clarity, better mindset, better health, spiritual immunity is very important as well. Trust me. And especially if you're an empath, especially if you're already someone that can feel energy, a lot easy. I recommend that. But if you're able to deal with it and handle it, that there's no biggie there. But if you find that you need that, trust me, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. I do it all the time too, because sometimes it's hard. Because some people have some really intense energy, man. Let's see. I hope I didn't miss anything. But yeah. So in order to move to that, you're gonna have to do a lot of self work, analyzation, and a lot of healing in order for you to move up to the higher density, because you can't just decide to, oh, I'm aware of this, blah blah blah, and I should be there now. No, it's not how it works. There's a whole process, but it's not like it's gonna take eternity. It's gonna like take different lifetimes. It might, depending on you. Like if you're not ready to move forward, that's okay. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Everyone has a different process. Everyone has a different timeline. And it's okay. Do it at your own pace. There's no rush. But again, Gaia is moving right now. It's shifting as well. So it'll be better to move with Gaia so you don't have to feel stuck and feel very, deep down there. You can move with Gaia. You can move with the shift right now. A lot more people are starting to wake up and shift to the 4D consciousness right now. To the 5th as well, eventually. But that's what you're going to have to do to move forward to the 5D consciousness. Is you're going to have to do a lot of healing, a lot of analyzation. And how you do that is by first sit down and find a quiet time where you can meditate or just analyze deep within yourself, right? What am I believing that's creating the emotion? What am I doing in my reality or allowing in my reality that's causing me to feel off balance, to causing me to feel this way all the time? Is it the people that I keep around me? Are they good, or are they bringing bad things, bad energy? Is it family? Is it my lifestyle? Is it that I'm creating a reality for myself that doesn't align with my true self? So start with that. By analyzing what is causing you to not be able to shift, and then fix that. Work on that. Heal from it. Let it go. That's what you're going to have to do. And you're going to have to heal traumas and stuff. It's going to be hard. But luckily, if you're watching this, I am a psychic and I also do energy healing. So if you want, you could book a reading with me. I'll be able to help you as well to heal and let go of these things and guide you to fully understand what you need to do to move forward by connecting to your guides and stuff like that. And I think I pretty much covered up everything. But I'll make another video to talk about more from the 1st to the 12th or 11th dimension on a physical matter. So like, for example, I'll talk about the first dimension is minerals of the earth, for example, right? So I'll talk about that and the spiritual side and the energetic side of all these dimensions. And with that, I thank you guys for your time, and I thank you guys for being here with me to expand your consciousness, to learn, to grow, and I'll see you in the next video.